Okay, in this video, we are going to be continuing kind of this idea of the chip game. We are going to be counting in a few different bases. We're going to count from 1 to 40 in that particular base. So this is just the table on the bottom of page 23. In the next video, we're going to go back and do some pages that we skipped and the top of this page. But right now I wanted to focus on counting. So I wanted to start with base 5 first, then we'll go back to base 3 and base 7. But the idea is just that we're counting. So if we, again, I'll kind of start to model this with yellow chips. So if you think of it in terms of the game that we just played, how would we count if we're just adding one yellow chip constantly? So in base 5, we'd start with one chip, so 1 is the number 1. So again, sorry this is blurry up here in the corner. My camera is kind of weird. And then the number 2, we'd have 2 yellow chips. 3 would be 3 yellow chips. 4 would be 4 yellow chips. And then we get to 5. So if we're in base 5, remember that rule of, that means that that's our sign to trade up to the next color or the next place value. So we wouldn't actually have the number 5. We would trade those yellow in for a blue. So we would write that number as 10 because that tells us we have 1 blue and no yellows. Okay, then we count from there. So then we have 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, and then again we wouldn't have 1, 5 because those 5 could trade in for another blue. So we would have the number 2, 0. So then 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, and then 2, 5 would become 3, 0. And let's just check right here. If you think about chip trading, if each yellow, or sorry, if each blue is worth 5 yellows, you would have 5, 10, 15 points. And that's where we are, 15 points. Okay, so keep going. So then we'd have 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4. And then we would get to 4, 0. So which would be 20. And let me scoot this over here so now I can write on the other side. All right, so keep counting. So sorry, my hand's going to be in the way a little. So 4, 1, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, 4. And then something exciting happens. So we got 5, which would trade in for another blue. And then we would have 5 blues. So the number 25 is really the number 1, 0, 0. 1 green, no blue, no yellow. Okay. And then we keep counting. So that would be 1, 0, 1. 1, 0, 2, 1, 0, 3, 1, 0, 4, and then trade them in for blue. So then I would have 1 green, 1 blue, no yellow. So 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 3, 1, 1, 4, and then 5 would trade in for another blue. So that would be 1, 2, 0, and then 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4. And then finally, number 40 would be, trade those in for a blue. So 1, 3, 0. So it would be 5 points, 10 points, 15 points, and then if 5 blues make a green, so 5, 5, so this would be 25. So 25, 35, 45, or sorry, 25, 30, 35, 40. Counting is hard. Okay, so then now let's go back to base 3. That was the very first game. So I thought base 5 would be a good example with the chips. So how would base 3 work? That's 3 for 1 trading. So it starts with 1, so 2. So instead of 3, we would automatically trade those in for a blue. So that would become 1, 0. And then you'd have 1, 1, 1, 2. And then instead of trade in for another blue, so 2, 0. So you should be noticing a pattern kind of happening here. So 2, 1, 2, 2, and then another one would trade in for a blue, which would trade in for a green. So 9 is 1, 0, 0, 1 green, no blue, no yellow. So if you keep going, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 2, 1, 1, 0. So then 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2. 1, 2, 0. So 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2. Those 3 would trade in for that, which would trade in for a second green. So now we're up to 2, 0, 0. And then 2, 0, 1, 2, 0, 2. And then 3 would trade in for, so this would be 2, 1, 0. So 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 2, 2, 2. Sorry, 2, 2, 0. 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, and then the big one. So those 3 would trade in for a blue, which would trade in for a green, which would trade in for a red. So 1 red, no green, no blue, no yellow. So 1, 0, 0, 0. And then we start up. So 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 2. Those 3 trade in for a blue. So this would be 1 red, no green, 1 blue, no yellow. So 1, 0, 1, 0. So then 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 2, and then 3. Okay, so then we would be at 1, 0, 2, 0. So then 1, 0, 2, 1, 1, 0, 2, 2. And then those 3 make a blue, which would trade in for a green. So now we have 1 red, 1 green, no blue, no yellow. So 1, 1, 0, 0. And then 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 2. And then blue. So 1, 1, 1, 0. So 40 should be the big finale, 1, 1, 1, 1. So let's check our answer, because if you remember playing in the chip game, yellow was worth 3, or sorry, yellow was worth 1, blue was worth 3, green was worth 9, red is worth 27. So 27 plus 9 would be 36. Plus 3 more would be 39, plus 1 more is 40, and we are supposed to land on 40. Okay, so then let's try this in base 7. So I'm not going to model with the yellow chips this time. Hopefully you get the idea. But the bigger the base, the easier it kind of gets. So with base 7, we'd have 1 yellow, 2 yellow, 3 yellow, 4 yellow, 5 yellow, 6 yellow. What happens if you have 7 yellow? You would trade them in for a blue. So you'd have 1 blue, no yellow. So 1, 0. And then 1 blue, 1 yellow, 2 yellows, 3 yellows, 4 yellows, 5 yellows, 6 yellows, 7 yellows would trade in for a blue, so that would be 2, 0. And then 2 blues with 1 yellow, 2 yellows, 3 yellows, 4 yellows, 5 yellows, 6 yellows. So then 7 yellows would trade in for another blue. So this one would start over here with 3 blues and no yellows. And then 3 blues with 1 yellow, 2 yellow, 3 yellow, 4 yellow, 5 yellow, 6 yellow, and then 7 yellows would trade in for a blue this time. So 4, 0. So we're in base 7. All right, then 4 blues with 1 yellow, 2 yellow, 3 yellow, 4 yellow, 5 yellow, 6 yellow, and then again 7 yellows would trade in for a blue, which would make you up to 5 blues and no yellows. And then 1 yellow, 2 yellow, 3 yellow, 4 yellow, 5 yellows. So let's think about this. So we ended up with 5, 5. So if you think yellows are 1, and then it takes 7 yellows to make a blue, so blues would be worth 7. So you have 5 blue chips worth 7 apiece, which would be 35 plus 5 ones, so 40. Okay. Now, something weird happens in base 12, which is why I included it. So in base 12, if you think about counting with yellow chips again. So maybe I am going to act this one out. So 1, 2, we're going along. 2, 3 chips, 4 chips, 5 chips, 6 chips, 7 chips, 8 chips, 9 chips. Then we hit a problem. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What if I have 10 yellow chips? So we're in base 12, which means it would take 12 yellows to make a blue. So we need 10 chips. But what would happen if I wrote the actual number 10, like 1, 0? That would make it look like I have 1 blue and no yellows, which is actually the number 12. So we don't have a good way to represent the number 10, the quantity of 10, as a single-digit place value. So we switch to letters. So the number 10 is actually going to be the letter T. So T would let you know that you have 10 of something. And then the same thing happens with 11. What if I have 11 yellow chips, but I can't actually write the number 11, because if I wrote the number 11, that would actually mean I had 1 blue and 1 yellow, which is a totally different number. So instead, what might be a good solution for 11? It's the letter E. So we're going to use the letter E for 11. Then, once we get a 12th yellow, that's when we can trade it in for a blue. So then, that's when I see the number 1, 0. I have 1 blue and no yellow. So 1, 0 is actually the number 12 in this case, which should make sense because 11 yellows make a blue, or sorry, 12 yellows make a blue, so a blue would be worth 12 points. So then we keep going. We have the 1 blue with 1 yellow, 1 blue with 2 yellows, 1 blue with 3 yellows, 1 blue with 4 yellows, 5 yellows, 6 yellows, 7 yellows, 8 yellows, 9 yellows, and then we need a blue with 10 yellow, so 1 T, then a blue with 11 yellows, so 1 E, and then 1 blue with 12 yellows. The 12 yellows would trade in for another blue, so 2, 0. Okay, and then keep going. So 2 blues with, sorry, move my table a little bit. So 2 blues with 2 yellows, 2 blues with 3 yellows, 2 blues with 4 yellow, 2 blue with 5 yellow, 2 blue with 6, 2 with 7, 2 with 8, 2 with 9, 2 with 10, so 2T, 2 with 11, 2E, and then 3 blues with no yellows, and then 3 blues with 1, 3 blues with 2, 3 blues with 3, and 3 blues with 4. So blues are worth 12 apiece. 3 of them would be 36 plus 4 more makes 40. Okay. So this is how we count in other bases. So like I said, future videos we are going to look more in depth with working in bases.